Are we in focus? We're not focused.
How do you know?
Oh, put my glasses on. Focused. Hi, we're the Boomershines, and we have a dream of doing the Great American Loop with ourselves, our 2 kids, and our 2 cats. But first, we gotta find a boat. So welcome to episode 32 of Virtual Boat Shopping, otherwise known as V.B.S. Well done, well done. Okay, so if you watched our November update, you might know that we looked at 3 great options for the loop. Since we've kind of already reviewed those boats, we're gonna review the 58 Johnson today. So, we'll check it out. Would you rather have a McKenna, which is sexy but doesn't necessarily have a ton of storage, a Johnson, which isn't as sexy but has great livability, or the Viking, which was really, really well redone but no outdoor space? So that was the question, and we got a lot of great feedback, but one of them was that, can you handle having a Johnson?
As a boat name.
As
and
a
be
boat
prepared
maker.
when you pulled it. Is that the biggest Johnson you can get? Wow, that's a big Johnson you got there.
It's actually a small Johnson, because Johnson makes like big boats now.
110. Anyway, this 58 Johnson that we're about to talk about,
Okay.
I think won the votes.
It was kind of torn between the Johnson and the Viking.
McKenna didn't do so well. So,
But the McKenna's so pretty.
yeah, but like somebody
Okay.
said, sexy's only gonna last so long, and then practicality.
Okay, and I'm really beginning to come around. So we're gonna do our typical V.B.S. on this boat, also knowing that we've been on it. So we'll add some additional
Yeah.
flavor, I guess. Okay, so let's start like we normally start. First of all, would you like me to tell you what the Great Loop is?
Please.
In case you don't know, the Great Loop is a way to circumnavigate the eastern seaboard of the United States using rivers, lakes, intercoastal waterways, and a little bit of ocean. And your boat cannot be any taller than 19.5 feet above the waterline, and it can't be any deeper below the waterline than 6 feet, ideally less than 5 feet. Our goal is 4.5 feet. So what are we looking at?
It's a 58 Jefferson
Johnson.
Where have you been? Where have I been? She is located in Tampa,
You're a smart ass,
Florida.
and then yeah, nice Johnson.
Let's see. Should we go to specs?
Specs.
Length overall, 60 feet.
So that's pushing what we think we can get insured.
But that's the anchor, pulpit, and everything. Max bridge clearance, 22 feet.
Aha! But this boat has done the Great Loop, and he has made it hingeable. Something is easy to lower.
The radar he made, so you take out 4 bolts, you lift up, and there's a quick disconnect, and then you just lift the whole thing, and then there's a light, the anchor light folds down. And then we got about 6 inches to spare. Max draft, 4.83 feet, so over 4.6, under 5. Beam of 16 feet. Dry weight, 76,000 pounds. That's well made.
I love a beamy boat. So this is narrower than what?
Yeah, so the Viking 60 or 54 is 17 feet. So it's a foot narrower. Fresh fuel tanks, 830 gallons.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Water, 200. Holding tank, 60. Within the scope of reason.
Okay, but here's what's really nice about this.
It's a 3 and 3.
3 staterooms or cabins and 3 heads or bathrooms, which would be really nice because we intend to, our goal is to find this unicorn magical tutor who exists somewhere out there, and he wants to come join us on the loop, and that person will then have their own bedroom and bathroom, which I think will just be better for all of us.
We're gonna have to file down the horn if she's a unicorn, because that's gonna be really pokey when we get in rough seas.
How long have you been working on that one?
It just came to me. Okay. All right.
I haven't had a lot of sleep.
There.
Like, not at all.
She is.
Okay. Her looks are growing on me. At first I was like, she's kind of one of the, like, as I like to call them, the Star Wars boats.
It's like 3 different boats in one. It's kind of got a sport fisher in its pointiness, but then it's mega yacht back, and the middle's kind of McKenna. But if you go to other Johnsons and look at their bigger one, their bigger Johnsons, then
it looks like a Johnson.
It does. I mean, it's
definitely growing
their
on me.
lineage.
It is a pretty boat.
It's no fuss.
In my mind, I was thinking like Marlowe, Fleming.
So was I. Why is
you
my
know,
computer?
Grand Banks, or that look. But she's pretty.
And it's a hardtop fly bridge.
Oh.
But it's under the height. So there's that radar right there. Boop, boop.
Okay, so, I didn't realize that was a hardtop. I was wrangling children while we were looking at this boat. So.
And then one thing we talked about was it needs some bunny pads. So we would want to make some sort of bunny pad set up there.
It's screaming for bunny pads on the bow. And ideally you get the ones that go, hold on.
Click, click. Click, click.
Yeah, with the drink holder. Oh, she's got a sexy stern.
Yeah, this aft space is really unlike anything that we've looked at.
Yeah.
The lettering is unfortunate. That is, I mean, it makes sense, big, but
it's a big Johnson.
Look at the stairs. Now it's only one stair.
Yeah, it doesn't have the symmetry of but that's probably because it's only 16 feet. That's pretty narrow.
Hopefully. There are benefits. There are negatives to being too wide.
Okay.
Having spoken to Brent, Mom on the Map.
Yeah.
He talked about our width, and I was showing him this one. He said 16 is good. Like, you can be too wide. You become kind of a problem.
So you're saying size does matter?
Would you leave it alone? Your parents may watch this. Your dad will watch it.
Sorry, Dad.
Okay, so there's a good look. Tender storage up top with a davit. Like the McKenna that we looked at didn't have a tender, and it didn't have any place to put the tender.
Yeah, which was an issue.
But when you have a big Johnson, you have plenty of place to put the tender. Okay, here we go.
We've gone so sideways on this review.
So look, that Bell and Rex could play here.
Our kids.
Yeah, we could have
They could go fishing.
aquatic toys there, all sorts of stuff. There's this locker right there.
Okay.
We could put our sea scooter right there.
Ooh, I want a sea bob.
A sea bob, yeah.
So cool.
See, that's fantastic. And there's staples.
Yeah, that's great space.
Now, I believe in speaking to the owner, when he bought the boat, all of this, they had teak. He pulled up the teak, and this was all rotten. So he had to replace this. So this is almost brand new.
Which is great.
So that's good. All right, walk around. It's there. It's not non-existent, but we would have to add.
It's not super safe covered walk around space.
Sailboat
really
netting.
liked.
So we're gonna look like.
McKenna had great walk around space.
Yeah, it did. I think one of the best. The McKenna and the Marquis 50 also had great walk around space. But this is doable. See, I'm gonna plug in my feet walking barefoot right here. There.
Oh my God. Okay, carry on.
There is aft space.
Okay.
Look.
Okay, so this is where it kind of sings. Now,
If I showed you that and asked you if you knew about boats, how big would you say that boat is? Someone would say 70 to 80 feet.
it's having been on it, it's really big. Like that table, the tabletop's been replaced, and it's honestly a little too small for that space, I think.
It's got sharp edges too.
And it's a stone top, but I would get a larger tabletop made, and you could easily, comfortably have dinner for 6 or more on that table.
Well, this was 3 adults.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So.
And this is all storage under here.
Yep. So that space is great. We would give it a bit of a makeover. It needs a new tabletop.
Which we'd make out of teak. We'd make it match all this.
Yeah, and it needs our aesthetic, but it's an amazing space.
For me, painting as an artist, I mean, that is fantastic. Now, there's not a sink. We've looked at other boats that have a sink there, but I mean, something's got to give. So I could literally have a bucket on the aft deck that I go and wash my brushes on.
Okay. But that's great space.
There are the wash downs. This is a aft docking station, which is pretty big.
Now, if you this does not have yacht controller, which is one of your dream items. How is that?
I would see how this works, and then if I wanted a yacht controller, I think it's worthy of the investment, and I think it just passes on as a something that you added onto the boat when you go to sell it.
And has this got stabilizers?
No. But she is easily 15,000 pounds more than other boats we've looked at this size.
So she's more sturdy in the water.
She is heavy.
Okay, so now we're at the interior helm.
So the helm is...
Got a little car steering wheel.
I can't stand the car steering wheel. I would have to maybe change that. But the electronics are fairly new. They're touchscreen. It's got autopilot. You know, everything's right there. It has Caterpillar engines and it has the digital readouts.
Is it weird that the steering wheel's down here and your throttles are so far away?
Not necessarily, because when you're docking, you don't use the steering wheel. So when docking, I kind of like that they're up high, so you're kind of doing that. And then, here are all the readouts. So that's kind of cool. Everything's right here. Now the panel's not there. The panel's on the wall down there.
Well, that's okay. Nice stairs. Once again, Cinda's boat listing service.
But nice, shiny, stainless steel, big boat features. Look at those doors. Like a Hatteras you went on, and it was black powder-coated aluminum or something that felt like the house I grew up in the 70s. Yeah.
This is
stairs up.
Easy stairs.
Back down. It is big. That makes it look a little bigger than it is.
Photographic trickery.
Going down. Going back up. That's the ice maker. The only ice maker on the boat is up on the flybridge.
And there's no beer fridge or beverage fridge up there.
You could swap that out, but then you don't have ice on the boat. So I think it would depend upon how often are we wanting ice versus how often are we wanting cooler beverages for kids and stuff. We don't drink sugary drinks. But
we don't drink a lot of soda. We drink a lot of
tea in a
turmeric
lovely
ginger
sea shine mug. All right, here up at the helm, we got bow, thruster. There's looking aft. The dinghy is fairly new with new tubes and a new motor.
How do you feel about having the dinghy up top like that as opposed to on the back?
I've heard pros and cons of both. Con of it being on the back is sometimes the waves do get high and they start going up to where your tender is, and it can put forces on the tender and the chucks.
Before we go to the bedroom, go to the salon. Here we go. I just think you need an establishing shot.
So we've walked in, there's the salon. Now, when we just went on, it had a different rug.
Oh, did?
I think so. But what would you change in here?
So having been on, the space is great in here.
It's really great.
It just
pop-up TV.
Pop-up TV, which I love. It just is a little tired. So I honestly, I've thought about this because we were on the boat. I would recover the sofa and I'd get rid of that corner.
You would, depend upon how it's attached, but we would literally remove this.
And make it a giant U. And then that whole place would be super snuggerific. And I'd change the rug and the coffee table and all of that. But I think that change in and of itself will increase the functionality for our crew on that boat. And then aesthetically, we can make it, look like anything.
The owner said under here is all storage. He had 100 bottles of wine right here. So that's basically the wine cellar.
Yeah, but I think if you restuffed and kind of remade that sofa, it's just been loved and used, and it feels like it when you sit on it. That's a different rug, yeah. That's a functional table, but no, I do something that feels a little more residential, but still has storage. I have it up here. But great space. Maybe something like Serena and Lily-ish looking, bright white. Yes, I would. Well, I'd brighten it all up. I'd lighten it all up. I'd update it. Look, she's done the loop. There is the AGLCA loop map. I know, perfect. Great spot for it. Although I didn't see that when we were there, or did I? It wasn't there. Okay. All right, so that's with the TV down. Okay. There's their burgee. Awesome. Okay. Galley. So the galley. The galley is interesting on this one because it's an L. It's not like some of the other boats that we looked at where it was a galley kitchen. I don't know what you call an L kitchen. As Belle said, the galley's not really there. Which is good and bad. But it functions really well. Like I was sitting in the helm chair talking to the owner who was in the kitchen, and the kids were at the dinette. It all flowed and functioned really well and didn't feel crowded or cramped, which I've felt in other boats. So functionality wise, it's got 4 drawers, 2, and they're all sub-zero, 2 refrigerator right here. 2 freezer
and
drawers.
2 freezers over here.
And a Fisher-Paykel dishwasher.
And the Fisher-Paykel dishwasher.
And a trash compactor.
Is right here. So check, 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 check.
It's totally functional. Would I change the countertop color? Absolutely, if I had my druthers.
It's like a black hole.
Yeah, just to lighten and brighten the boat up a little bit. But it's got great appliances. It's got everything you need. And it's got good countertop space. And it's got great storage. Oh, there we go. This is great.
Yeah, that's a huge dinette. That might be one of the biggest we've looked at.
I think it absolutely is. It's big, it's comfortable. There's going to be 5 of us on the boat, you know, the majority of the time.
Like 7 or 8 people.
We may have more people on the boat.
And the Helm turns around, the Helm chair can turn around and be active participant. So that's pretty cool.
It's great. That's a huge bonus on this boat, especially because we're going to be doing homeschool. We need a great table.
Lay out things. They can color on there. And everything, the headliners are not sagging, and it feels okay.
Mm-hmm. There's the
drawers. Freezers, trash compactor.
Mm-hmm.
Now it doesn't have an oven, so they use this.
They have a Breville, which I actually been real curious about, and they said that it never, didn't move around when they were underway since they've done the loop.
12-pound turkey? Mm-hmm. Trash compactor, and all these were storage, and for sense of scale, that's as tall as I am right there.
Because it's going down the stairs.
Yeah. This is the water maker. The owner said it's pickled, which means that it's basically put up for storage. Okay. So those are the burners.
Okay.
And all that was storage under there, wasn't it?
I didn't. We toured with the owners, who were incredibly delightful, but I had the kids, and so it was hard for me to talk to the owners, watch the kids, and look at the boat at the same time. Key learning.
So this is aft, and then this is a curved stair going down to the aft master. It's a power actuated door, which is air assisted, and it doesn't work anymore, but that's kind of cool. Okay. All right, that's a panel. I think that's one near the helm.
Okay. So we're back in the front of the boat.
This is the VIP.
So we saw that before we saw the master, and you thought it was the master. It's a good size VIP. I don't know why you wouldn't open the blinds to take a picture. By the way, once again.
But the thing about this VIP that we said in the previous video was the bed is not up at your chest. It is a normal height bed. All this storage, and it has bedside tables. It is basically a Fleming master stateroom as a VIP.
Yeah, and it has its own attached good size head.
Ensuite head, which is right here.
So the master's a little dark for me. I wish I want to know how difficult it is to put bigger windows in a boat.
The Viking got you.
The Viking did that, and now I'm curious.
But pull these open, maybe LED lights, and I think it'd be a lot brighter. There was tons of stuff. This is all storage. This is all storage. It had a walk-in closet. That's not a closet. That's the
bathroom. Do we have to always call it a head when we're on the boat? Can we occasionally just call it the bathroom?
You can do.
Why do we have to have a very separate language for
the admiral can do what she wants. I'm only the captain.
Okay.
All right. Look at this. Is a fairly good sized shower too.
In the master head. And that's
master
the bathroom.
Head.
And that's
countertop with this thing that comes. This is where we'll be editing all of these lovely videos, probably, or you're going to be putting on your makeup here.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be editing outside somewhere. I'm not going to be down there.
On the aft deck.
That's going to be a sleeping hole.
There's the bed. It's a queen size bed, I believe. There is the walk-in closet. Opposite to the head.
It's a good sized closet. I can put my caftans there. So it had a double. That's only one of the 2 rods. It's kind of like a rod situation.
It didn't show the kids' bunks. Not bunks. Side by side. The kids are side by side.
Yeah.
Engine rooms, Caterpillars, reasonably low hours, 1800.
At what hour do you worry about?
5,000.
Okay.
4,000 you start to worry. 5,000 you need a lot of work. Panels.
How many? We're gonna put 1,000 hours on it.
Put 800 hours on it. Let's say we hit the Bahamas.
So 1,000 hours.
Yep.
Okay. These are some sexy photos.
Yeah, but I like it because there's the ID on the motor.
These are the photos that Mark likes that I just sip my tea through.
Fuel manifolds. What are these filters?
Raycor.
Okay, and he put a new inverter on it and 3 new chargers. So basically what that means is if we're at a nice anchorage, we don't have to run the generator. So it's gonna take all that house power and make it into usable power for TVs, lamps. Can't run air conditioning. But when we get in northern waters, these guys right here, that's actually a charger, but we can sit there silently and not have a and operate things.
I don't understand that at all. But here's my question. If we got this boat, and you keep talking about this inverter, could we add solar to it?
It's perfect setup for an inverter. Solar power gets the power. It's going to put it into the batteries. The batteries send the power to the inverter. The inverter sends it out to the refrigerator, the TV, the lamps. You don't want to do air conditioning. You don't want to do a heater or big draw wattage.
Refrigerators?
Refrigerators. I said refrigerators.
Oh, I was.
It's a low, steady draw. Draw. So your refrigerator, especially Sub-Zero, isn't always on. It's cold. It gets a little warmer.
So why don't all
compressor
boats have
kicks
inverters?
on? They're just a newer thing. A sine inverter is a newer technology, 15 years old, something like that.
Okay,
anyway,
so
here's
this
the Helm.
boat has an inverter. It would make it easier to add solar.
Very easy to add solar. If you even need solar, because if we're cruising all day, it's putting power from the alternator into the battery, which is the same thing that the solar panel would do. The only reason we need a solar is if we're going to sit in the same place for a week and not run the engines.
Like in the Bahamas.
Like in the Bahamas, or if we're going gunk holing. So there's the Helm.
Saw that, it's great.
Helm chair.
It reminds me of an Eames.
I kind of like to change the Helm chair.
I don't know, I like it.
And I think that's it. We didn't have any flybridge shots. Well, we did. The flybridge, it's 2 stitch chairs, which is great, and then a bench behind it. It is not, we've looked at other more functional flybridges.
Like the Carvers have really good flybridges.
Carvers have great flybridges, but the Carver weighs a lot less than this. 40,000 pounds, I think. This is 70,000
So this is more of an ocean-faring vessel than a Carver.
It will be more...
I mean, Carvers are ocean-faring, don't...
Carver.
Yeah, but...
What are we looking at? A 560 Voyager.
So, bottom line, this boat checks a lot of our boxes. It also doesn't check a few boxes.
Voyager is 52,500 pounds.
This
Big weighs 74,000 pounds.
Okay, so yes, no, maybe for big. It checks some boxes, it doesn't check others. I mean, I know no boat's gonna check every box.
Yeah.
This one checks a lot though.
I give it a solid yes to low yes.
Okay, I give it a low yes.
But the aft space is fantastic. The walk around is lacking, the flybridge is lacking. The swim platform is amazing. I think the kids would love it. It comes with a tender, fairly new tender.
3 staterooms, 3 heads.
It's got the caterpillars that everybody wants.
Has snuggerific potential. I think you just have to factor in, I'm gonna wanna judge the interior of it.
I'll give you a budget.
Okay, I can do that. Okay, so like that boat would, but most of the boats we're looking, we'd have to judge the interior. So I give it a low yes.
That is a
Johnson
58, a low to moderate yes.
Yeah, it's great. The looks are really growing on me. I love the storage. So maybe I give it a yes, a solid yes.
Wow, you just went up. Okay, Johnson 58, a yes.
Gets a yes from me as well. Next up, we're going to review the Green Line that we've gotten a lot of suggestions for, and we went on when we were at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. So stay tuned in a few days for that.
Wow, you sold that one. Oh, you know.
So tired.
Watch it or don't. I don't care. Whatever you want to do.
I'll try that again.
No, it's good. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the feedback. And
you guys are awesome. Shine on.
Shine on.
I'm going to go take a nap. Actually, I'm not because we got to go pick up our kids. Carpool.